Hello my angels, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to the first official vlog of 2025, and also I have to say welcome to Mallorca. As you guys have probably already grasped from the beautiful drone footage at the beginning of this vlog, I am not in the UK, and I must say I am feeling somewhat smug. Sat here after seeing, gosh, the most awful weather that you seem to be having in the UK at the moment. Flooding and snow, and although the sun is shining and it is wall to wall blue skies and beautiful sunshine, it is a little bit chilly, so hence why I am actually sat inside looking out over the orange orchard, which is absolutely beautiful. Now I do want to welcome back my OGs, all of my incredible subscribers who have supported me throughout my journey here on YouTube. Thank you so much and welcome back, and welcome back to what is going to be an epic year. And for those of you, so many new faces, I just want to say a massive welcome. I am Leonora, and do you know what, we might as well talk about the schedule whilst we are here. I am Leonora and I share every aspect of my life, and I tend to share vlogs, so everything from my daily routines, makeup, hair, beauty, all of the events that I am so lucky and fortunate to get to go to, I take you with me, whether I am traveling to our home here in Mallorca or whether it's every single aspect of my life back at home in the UK. 4 dashing Dachshunds, my incredible and ever supporting family. You guys seem to adore my mother, which I absolutely love, my husband Mark, my entire family. So you really do get an essence of everything. And if you are new here, then please, I ask you at the very beginning of this vlog, please hit the subscribe and give this vlog a thumbs up. It means more to me than you can ever imagine, and just lets me know and my team know that you are actually enjoying the content. So for those of you who are OGs, then welcome back, buckle up and hold on to your knickers, because this year is going to be extraordinary. And for those of you who are new here, then welcome to the family. So we post, I say we, my team and I, because I would not have any of this if it wasn't for my exceptional team and the people around me who are so supportive and help me create the content that you guys seem to be adoring. And that content normally, and I say normally with inverted comma marks because January is slightly different, and I will get to that in just a moment, but my vlogs go live on a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Sunday, so 3 times a week. They tend to be around about like 40-45 minutes, sometimes an hour. If I warble on for ages, then it might even be over an hour, depending upon what the vlog is about, at 6 p.m. So I'm always here for those of you who just love following along, and for those of you who we kind of like hang out, we're girlfriends. So Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. I will always be here for you guys. And the one thing I can promise you is that being a part of this community on my YouTube channel is nothing short of just remarkable. You guys are rock stars, and just the way that, one, you support me, it blows my mind every single day, but the fact that you guys support each other down in that comment section is just sensational, and I cannot wait to see how much that grows again this year. So we cannot go into a new year without just having a quick moment to reflect. So I am not one to ponder in the past, but what I do like to do is have a little look at what goals we set ourselves last year and whether we have achieved them, and whether we set ourselves achievable targets. Now, this vlog is going to be all about 2025 goals, intentions, dreams, and basically creating a strategy in order to achieve your dream life. Now, I'm not going to go on about sort of like manifesting and all of that malarkey, which I love and I genuinely believe in. And trust me, I am not a woo-woo person. I promise you that. So what we are going to talk about is kind of like reflecting on last year, because I think it's really, really important to analyze it, celebrate all of those incredible wins, and kind of understand how we did last year. How did we do? And then we can move forward and figure out what it is that we want to achieve this year. You guys might even be working on your 5-year plan, which is just epic on every single level. But we will be focusing on 2025, what we want to achieve. And I am hopefully going to be able to give you some tips and tricks, and certainly share how I strategize and create a plan in order to create achievable targets. By the end of this year, you will be able to have a little look and be able to tick all of your goals off. It is honestly incredible. So without further ado, let's get straight into my first vlog of the year. That seems wild. And actually, I must just say a massive, massive thank you to all of you that watched, liked, commented, and subscribed last year. The support that you show me on a daily basis is truly remarkable, and I'm genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, from literally the teeny tiny wispy hair on the top of my head to my very dodgy pinkies on my toes, I cannot thank you enough. And I've had a really, really wonderful break. I didn't realize how much of a break that I needed, and I most certainly do not want to start this vlog being a moaning mini. But just to touch on a little bit from last year, Vlogmas is incredible and I love every second of it. But I think until I stop, and I mean like really stop, I don't think I realized just how, and I use this word quite gently and delicately, but how exhausted I was. And I wouldn't let myself stop until I knew that it was done. It was finished. And to give you guys an idea, I finished Vlogmas at 4:30 in the morning on Boxing Day. I have never been so relieved in my life. I think every single tear that I had like built up in my body came out, and I was emotionally, physically just broken. And I promised myself, which is actually something I am going to reflect on, and most certainly make notes and try and create a goal for this year, that I am not going to allow myself to do that again. I actually was really, really sick. I was really unwell. I had worked myself to literally the bone. I think with Vlogmas, and it's something when I look at myself and I look at sort of almost like self-development, it's really hard because I feel like they're fighting on each other. It's something that I think is an incredible thing about myself, which I think as humans, we're really bad at looking at ourselves in the mirror and being like, okay, well, what do I love about myself? And I most certainly never do that. I always focus on the negative, which again, is one of my goals for this year. But it's one of those things that I work extremely hard, mostly because I absolutely adore my job, but I think it's equally my best thing about me is sort of like my ambition and my drive and the passion and how much I put into something. But I think that's equally my downfall because I don't know when to stop. And basically I stop when I physically cannot do something, and I actually didn't even allow myself to get to that point. So at 4:30 in the morning on Boxing Day, which is the 26th of December, I had finished. I had done. Vlogmas was finished, and I had set the vlog to upload because I live in the middle of absolutely nowhere and my Wi-Fi is horrific. So the upload speed, I always have to upload at least 12 hours, if not 24 hours before, to ensure that there are no problems. And even with that, like there is no room for error when it comes to Vlogmas. And I don't know whether I got severe burnout, flu, COVID, everything under the sun, but it seemed to all hit me at once. And it's the first time in, well, forever, where I actually couldn't even look at my phone. My eyes, sounds like an odd thing to say, but let's say I'm looking at you and you use your eyeballs to look around your peripheral view. I couldn't do that. I couldn't use my eyes to look around. I had to actually move my head because of the pain in my head. The migraines were horrendous. I couldn't eat anything. I was cold. I had the worst flu-like symptoms because I wasn't even drinking water. I mean, I couldn't keep anything down. I was not well. I am not asking for any sympathy, pity, or anything in the comments down below. That was purely my fault and the fact that I had literally driven myself to that point. But anywho, it was time that I had a break from all of the filming, all of the editing, all of the hosting, all of your family, all of those incredible and gorgeous and glittering events that we had in December. I had to stop, and I did, and I am feeling so happy, so refreshed, and so ready to take on what is going to be my biggest year yet. I have some huge goals and a really manageable and exciting strategy in order to achieve it, from bringing on new team members and recruiting 2 new people to the team, to almost in some way heading down a slightly different path. Now, I am going to keep my goals slightly close to my chest this year, but I will of course be sharing some mega news, which I kind of feel like all of you guys have probably already guessed it already. But where did I go? I mean, this is probably why my vlogs are so long, because I go off on a tangent. But anyway, end of last year was epic on every single level, and I'm so grateful to each and every single one of you who supported me. Fingers crossed, I am going to hit that 50,000 subscriber mark any moment. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and allow me to head into the year 2025 with 50,000 subscribers. Wild, but I'm so excited. So we had New Year's Eve, and then sadly Marcus took a turn for the worst and was extremely unwell, but I think he had man flu. If you know what I mean. No, he was not feeling his best. So we flew down to Mallorca at the very beginning of January, and we've been here for a few days, and it is just pure bliss, spending some real quality time with my parents, giving myself permission to have a lie-in. I had a massage last night. I have a facial at the end of today. Really just taking time for me, which is something that I'm so bad at. Going for gorgeous walks in the morning with my mum, making exciting plans for what is going to be my best year yet. It's also my 30th this year. And I don't even know how I feel about it. Like, part of me, I'm like, I'm so ready, I'm so excited. Then part of me is like, how am I 30 years old? I don't feel 30. I feel like this is a really terrible thing for me to say, but I don't feel like I've achieved enough yet to be 30. But anyway, we're all on our own journey. We are all on our own timeline. And I definitely think that with social media, and most certainly the world that we live in, sadly nowadays, is that we're just setting ourselves up to be disappointed, because we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people and what they've done, and whether they're married or have babies or own their first house or what type of car they drive. It just all seems to be so materialistic, and we're just constantly comparing ourselves to somebody else. And that, to me, and hopefully my biggest advice that I can give to you, is that absolutely not. Like, stop it right now. Stop. Do not look at that. You need to look at that and be like, oh, that's so wonderful for them. But that's not your journey, and that's not the timeline that you're on. And you would have achieved so many other things that maybe they haven't yet achieved in their life, and vice versa. So most certainly myself this year, I'm not going to look at other people and be like, oh gosh, I wish I had that. And if that is something that I really want and that is one of my goals this year, then I'm going to make that goal, set it, create a strategy, and as you guys know, achieve it. I'm not one to set a goal and just be like, oh well, I didn't make that happen, so well, I can't do that. Absolutely not. That is not who I am. And don't think that I set a goal last year and I achieved every single one of them. I most certainly did not. And again, our brains are almost wired to look at our goals and look at all of the ones that we didn't achieve. And I am here to try and rewire your brains to celebrate all of the things that you did achieve. And for those ones, and definitely when I'm looking at the goals that I haven't yet achieved, maybe I wasn't realistic with the timeline, and that's all to do with the strategy. Maybe I set a goal that I was like, oh, you know, that was quite a big one. It just means I haven't achieved it yet, and that I'm sort of on the path to creating a dream into a reality. And that is kind of the bit of a pep talk that we are going to be having today. So I think before anything else, it's so important to get that piece of paper or your diaries or your planners, whatever you wrote your goals down. And if you were with me and watched my first vlog of last year, you will know that I always have an A3 piece of paper, the biggest piece of paper you can possibly find, and a fair few of them, to get really creative and almost have a brain dump. You got to get everything out on a piece of paper, and then what you can do is filter that into a little bit more of an organized concept. And I'm very excited to say that my Luxury by Leonora 2025 planner is now available. So of course I will be leaving that in the description box down below. And to give a little bit of a synopsis on it, it is something that I have used since for as long as I can remember. At the very beginning of a year, as I said, I write everything out, and sometimes that can look a little bit overwhelming. So you've got all of these different bullet points and different headings, and all of it is in my Luxury by Leonora 2025 goals, intentions, and strategy planner. It's a really, really clear and beautiful, inspirational, and really gorgeous planner that's basically going to take you, of course, from January to December, and it allows you to think huge. Give yourself permission to just go crazy. Write it all down. It is a PDF, and it is a typable PDF, so you can actually keep it all on your phone, your laptop, or even your tablet. I will always say that I love looking at it on my iPad because I can get really creative, I can type things in, I can write things in. It's really gorgeous, and it's something that I've used from the very, very beginning to achieve my goals. Kind of get it all down on a piece of paper and have it really clear so that I can go back to it. But not only that, I have all of my goals, and then it gives you the tools on paper that you can sit down and answer. You can literally write down your goal, what the achievable targets are, and then how to create the strategy. And then you can almost put down dates if you want to. When are you going to achieve that goal by, or that task by? And then literally there you have it. You have your strategy to create your dream life into your reality. It's an amazing, amazing PDF, and I absolutely love it. And it's taken me years to tweak it. It is updated. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's something that I hold extremely close to my heart, and I hope you guys absolutely adore it as much as I do. So first things first, I keep saying first things first, but we're like probably God knows how long into the vlog at this point. But I think it's important to look back and reflect and analyze and celebrate your goals last year. And this is not a time to look at the ones that you haven't achieved. Look at the ones that you have and really give yourselves a pat on the back. Be like, gosh, I love that. And take a moment to think about in some ways how hard it was to achieve that, but how good it feels that you have. And then I do actually want you to take a time to look at those goals or targets that you haven't quite hit yet, because we are going to be popping those into 2025 and creating manageable tasks in order to be able to achieve those goals in 2025. And once you've had time to reflect on last year, you want to think about, what are you leaving behind? What do you want to leave in 2024? And this can be quite like a ceremonious experience, and I most certainly do. When I've got my big piece of paper with all my coloring pens and all my highlighters, and when I'm really thinking about it, I light a candle, got a gorgeous dressing gown on, or I will sit in the sunshine in my favorite place in the garden. And I think about all of the things that actually I want to leave in 2024. So jot those down. That might be having a bad habit, whether it might be too much drinking, or maybe it might be smoking, or not giving yourself enough time. Maybe it might even be a toxic relationship. Anything that did not make you feel happy or healthy, or wasn't good for you in any part of your life that you are leaving in 2024, write it down on one piece of paper, each one. Or actually, if there are all of them on one piece of paper, then do that. So I want you to do that now. And then I want you to really, really enjoy scrumpling it up and literally throwing it in the bin. I would suggest actually burn it, but I don't want any of you to burn your houses down. So don't be doing that. Literally crumple it up and almost like it doesn't serve you anymore. That is what you're leaving behind. It's in the bin, it's gone, we're moving on. And then I want you to really, really think about your goals and write it down as though no one else is going to see it, and you don't ever have to show anybody. Don't feel embarrassed. And I think when I first started like writing down my goals, I was always worried that, like, I don't know, Mark would see it and be like, oh, my friends would see it, or my parents would see it. And then I was like, do you know what, I don't actually care. They can think what they want to think about me, and everybody can think about what they want to think about me. And I definitely think that's where I've seen my biggest growth, is when I just simply stopped caring what anybody else thought of me. And that's really where like the gates of like success for me and everybody else, every single human on this planet has a different idea of what success looks like. And for me, when those sort of like gates opened, where I really, really didn't worry about what everybody else was going to think, was kind of like the first day for me to be able to just go for it. And I really, really hope that this year, write it down really big in your favorite color, is that you cannot care what anybody else thinks. You do what you need to do in order to achieve your dream life and happiness and fulfillment and all of those things that you write down of what you think is a successful life and what you want to achieve. So I want you to write down on a piece of paper all of your wildest dreams. Go for it, go nuts. This is my like ticket to you, the golden Willy Wonka chocolate factory golden ticket to you to go crazy. And I most certainly do. I write it all down, and I have different headings, and these are all in my planner. But to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, I will leave on screen at the moment all of the different headings, because when you think about your life, there are so many different entities, whether it is career, whether it's finance, whether it's relationships, health and wellness, material items. And you know what? If there are material items that you really want, that somebody else would be like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. That's somebody else's problem, that's not yours. If you want to buy a new car this year, if you want to have a certain handbag or wear a certain watch, then you go for it. You go, Glen Coco, you go. So write all of that down, and literally this piece of paper is going to be so overwhelming and so ridiculous, but that is exactly what it is meant to be. And because we've broken it up into headings, that is already one step closer to creating the strategy in order to create it. I'm not going to keep banging on about the planner, but it just makes it so much easier and super simple in order to kind of like see it in a way that you can most certainly achieve it. I personally love a new year, a new beginning, and I definitely think that January is a month where we've all tend to have had a break. Not so much for me, all people in hospitality, all people in retail, but anyway, sorry for any of those of you, and I really hope you guys are having a very, very well-rested break. But I think you will agree with me that it's most certainly not a new year, new me motto, because I just don't believe in that. And I don't think any, new year, new me, and every single year, my goodness, how many yous are they going to be? I mean, recreate yourself in any which way you want to. But I personally think January is such a fantastic month because we're all kind of doing it together. Whether you are having a bit of a health kick, whether you're doing dry January, we're all setting our goals, intentions and ambitions for the year and kind of looking at the year as a whole and what we want to achieve in every aspect of our lives. So I would personally really recommend to you to have a little look and be like, okay, 2025, new year, how can I be a better me? Think about your dream life. Like what does that look like? Really envisage it. Be super pernickety. Be so precise. From literally, you could write down your daily routine. And I did this last year. I literally was like, this is the time that I want to wake up. This is the bed that I want to wake up in. This is what I want to look out over. I want to be able to go to Reformer Pilates. Please don't take this out of context as well, because I think I want is just so awful in terms of the wording, but I would love to. I wish I could. This is what my dream life looks like. And literally write down what your daily routine, whether you want to drive your kids to school in a certain car, what do you want to be wearing, what type of mummy do you want to be, and if you kind of work out what that picture looks like, what does your dream life movie look like, you can then wake up at that time and try to, as one of your goals, maybe it might be like your surroundings, maybe your bedroom, maybe it might be your bedspread. That would then work into your finance. Well, how can you afford to be able to do that? Maybe you have to save a certain amount in order to make your bedroom look like that and feel like that. And little by little, and with determination and extremely hard work, you can achieve whatever your heart desires. And I do genuinely believe that. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and the whole, the whole Molly May fiasco. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Of course, that is not what I'm suggesting. And, I could sit here and be like, well, I want to be on the back of a super yacht. I mean, obviously I wouldn't mind, but well, it's just not going to happen. And I definitely think that touches on into manifestation. I watched and listened to the Grace Beverley and Roxy Nafousi episode. I think it was back like August, September time, and I really understood the power of manifesting so much more by that episode, because I definitely was a little bit of a skeptic, I would say. I love manifesting and I genuinely do believe that it works, but only if you figure out firstly what it is that is your dream life, and secondly you then have to show up as that person. So like I was going back to, what time do you wake up, what do you want to be wearing, how are you going to achieve to be wearing those types of clothes? Like, are you the cool aesthetic girl that's going around in like the athleisure wear with your Stanley Cup doing Reformer Pilates? Well, if that's what you want to be doing in the morning, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? Do we need to like change your day around, like your work scheme? What does your work life look like? All of that malarkey. So I would personally recommend that you figure out what your dream life looks like. Whether you want to, on your commute in the morning, be listening to podcasts, you want to be giving yourself so much more self-love. In the evening, leave your phone in another room. If you want to have zero tech after a certain time, how are you going to be able to get all of your work done before that so that you can actually achieve that? There's no point setting goals and be like, oh, well, didn't do that. That's not what this is all about. I then think it is really handy to break the year up into months. So have January, February, March, April, so on. We all know the months of the year. And then figure out what it is in that month. Like, what do you want to do? Whether it's like, let's say February, for example, Valentine's is coming up. See, ridiculous expensive everywhere at that time of year. But as an example for an event during the year, do you want to carve out a special date night for your partner? Do you want to do something gorgeous with your children? Are you going to be doing like Galentine's? Figure out from a monthly point of view all of those really wonderful things that you love doing that makes life worth living to you. Maybe there are some really gorgeous events throughout the year. It might be Cheltenham, might be Ascot, might be Glastonbury, Regatta. There might be, I don't know, Miami Ultra Festival. I don't know what makes your heart tick, but fill those things out through the year that you're just like so wildly excited about. And then you can kind of, in some ways, work backwards. I definitely think at this time of year, like, I get so excited, like I can just feel my blood tingling as we speak, because there's so much happening, from YouTube to filming to slightly different avenues that I am going to be exploring, to building a brand with product, I know, which I'm so excited about, to so much more travel. And of course, I'm going to be taking you guys with me to lots of different events, whether that's events that I'm going to or events that I am hosting. I promised you, and I am going to hold my promise, we are going to be having definitely a Luxury by Leonora subscriber, follower, whoever would like to come meet up this year. So that is all in the pipeline, and literally at the stages of writing it down on a piece of paper. It hasn't yet gone into my planner yet, but we are breaking it up and figuring out what it is that we would like to do. So any ideas, pop them in the comments down below. Where would you like this event to be? I feel like it does kind of need to be in the UK, but it doesn't have to. I mean, we could have a huge sleepover here in Mallorca, but we are very much in the brainstorming stages of that. And then I am going to be hosting a few events here in Mallorca, which is going to be super special. Now, before this turns into a bit of a TED talk, I feel like I've been wobbling on for goodness gracious knows how long by this point, saying you need to do this and you need to do that. I am going to leave all of that there, and I would love to hear in the comments what are your biggest ambitions and your goals and your intentions this year, whether it's simply drinking more water, getting outside in the nature, the fresh air. Maybe you want to run a half marathon. Maybe you actually want to cut a toxic friend out of your life that doesn't make you feel good about yourself. Any of those, positive or negative, and hopefully not too many negatives, but if it's a negative that's going to make you feel positive, then go for it. Go crazy. But I just want to touch on a little bit about obviously why you guys are probably here, to hear about what is going to be in my 2025 and what it might look like for you guys watching. Now, there are so many different areas in my life, from the brand and building the brand, which is very exciting, and fingers crossed this year with a fair wind, we're absolutely going to do it, is launching my brand and actually introducing physical product, which is just so exciting. And I kind of feel like you've all been sort of whispering about it in the comments down below, being like, you should do this and you should do that. And I popped a box up on my Instagram only a few days ago about sort of asking you and asking my Instagram followers, what would you like to see more of in 2025? So all of that has been popped into a document, only because you guys know I love to be organized, and Anna is the queen of organization and sort of operations and logistics. That has all gone into a document, and of course I'm going to try and tick off as many as I possibly can, but it just makes my soul sing, because you guys seem to be loving what I've already shown on this YouTube channel, from my dogs to all of the cooking, the hosting, the entertaining, my mother, my family, interior design, building projects, all of that malarkey, and trust me, there is literally every single one of those things coming on this YouTube channel this year. So from a family point of view, obviously sharing some really, really massive things this year from my 30th birthday, and we're having talks at the moment. Last night we sat down for dinner and both Mark and my mother was like, right, Leo, we've got to start making plans. This is when everybody gets organized and everybody gets booked up. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have a huge party? And I don't know. I don't know whether I do want to have a huge party. I don't think that's what I would like to do. But anyway, I am thinking about whether to just go away, just the two of us, whether to have a huge bash, whether to come to him to Mallorca, whether to take some friends away. I have absolutely no idea, but all I do know is that, of course, I will be bringing you guys along to celebrate with us, which is so exciting. Then we've got the brand, building the brand, actually, oh gosh, I'm so excited, launching product, physical product for the very first time. We are going to be having lots of different events, Luxury by Leonora events, actually hosting them. So there are going to be a few in England. There's going to be a beautiful one in London. There is actually going to be, for the very first time, a Luxury by Leonora event in Mallorca, which is very, very exciting. Obviously, the British summer social season is wild, and I cannot wait for every single second of it. I've got all of my incredible brands that are just wildly supportive, and I still have to like pinch myself every single day, and in some ways working with new brands. I've got my dream brand list, and I definitely think that's something I'm going to do in terms of content this year. I have so many content creators that follow along here on YouTube, and you're always asking me questions, from the camera that I use to the editing software to how we create the content that we do, the strategies, the timelines, to how to work with brands and contracts and all of that malarkey. And maybe I'll do a vlog to sort of delve into the secrets of the content creation world and being an influencer and a YouTuber that no one else talk about. I might do that. I might spill the beans. I definitely think that that is something that I would love to film on here. Kind of be the person, and don't get me wrong, I have had the most incredible mentors in terms of YouTube, but almost be that person that kind of, when I was searching questions, and trust me, I am most certainly sometimes still winging it, but answering all of those questions that I was asking at the very beginning of this journey, even down to like how it took me. It's embarrassing how long it took me, and I still giggle about it. But like how to add a link in the description box. I think I messaged so many people being like, it just doesn't seem linkable. It's so simple, but there are so many things that when starting out being an influencer or a YouTuber, a content creator, there are so many little things that you don't think about, that when you come to do it, you're like, how on earth do I do this? So maybe I'll do like a spill the beans on how much you can make, how to edit, what to edit on, the cameras, the software, the brands, maybe even like templates. Anyway, all of that malarkey. Maybe I will film something like that soon. So if that is something you're interested in, then let me know in the comments down below. So I am here in Mallorca for a few more days, like 4 or 5 more days, which is wonderful. I'm really allowing myself to enjoy the really special moments, from having lie-ins to sitting outside drinking my cup of coffee with my face to the sun, which I know is something that is not currently happening in the UK, so I'm so sorry. And I'm literally grabbing the sunshine and just passing it on to you, but hopefully I can be your little bit of sunshine in today in this vlog here. So I am in Mallorca for the next 4 or 5 days, and I am going to be kind of just setting out. I started the year off here last year, and I think it just gave me the time to really figure out what it is that I would like to achieve and who I want to be and how do I want to live my life. So that is what I'm going to be doing over the next 4 or 5 days. Big days. There are some big days coming. So I can't wait to do that. I am going to enjoy just still a little bit more quiet time. So a massive thank you to all of you who have allowed me to actually have a bit of a break. I've got so many messages on my Instagram of people saying, saying, when are you coming back? I miss you so much, which I love, and I miss you too. Honestly, I am so excited to be back, but I can't tell you how much I needed a break. Oh, and I know there's going to be so many of my OGs, Helen, Susie, all of those gorgeous ladies out there who warned me and told me not to, but of course I did, because that's who I am. But anyway, we are working on it for 2025. But for the rest of the week, I've actually got, which is so spoily, and I know I shouldn't feel guilty. Oh gosh, I definitely don't want to be looking at that. I've just had an email. Accounts. Nope, I am not ready to be doing my accounts. Absolutely not. So we'll not be looking at my phone, but to look at the big top of my phone in terms of the time, I am having a facial in about an hour. And again, from blowing my nose so much from being extremely snotty and grotty, I mean, you would not have even wanted to be looking or speaking to me. I have been snotty and grotty, chest infection, like the black rings under my eyes. I had a Zoom call with my doctor, and he was like, I just think it's from the amount of screen time. And I obviously, you can see all of these things on my phone, and I have really shocked myself as to how much time I've been spending on my phone. But anyway, I am back. It is 2025, and all I can say is I hope you are holding on to your knickers, because not only me, but we are going to be having the greatest year of our lives. Huge statement, but we are going to be happy. We are hopefully going to be healthy, and we are all going to be striving not to be the best, never to be the best, but to be the very best version of yourselves. We are not going to be comparing. We are going to be living our lives to our absolute fullest. We're going to be smiling, and like I always say, try and be the sunshine in someone else's day. Smile at somebody on the tube. Tell a stranger she looks beautiful, he looks extremely handsome. Go out of your way to try and make somebody else happy, and trust me, that will make you so much happier as a person. But anyway, I know you guys are probably thinking, Leo, we want to see the house, we want to see updates. What are you doing this week? But please be rest assured, of course, I'm going to be sharing this with you. So to give you guys a little bit of like an overview of what January and a little bit of February is going to look like, we're taking things slow, and for the first time ever, we are easing ourselves into the new year. Now, that most certainly does not mean that we are not going to be having a big year, because actually we're starting the year as big as it gets, because my gorgeous and incredible and amazing, wildly talented, I don't have enough words in my vocabulary, phenomenal wing woman Anna is getting married. For those OGs, for those of you who have been subscribers for a while, will have kind of like, in some ways, been on the journey with us. And I say us, it's like Anna and I getting married, we're not. Anna is wearing a wonderful fiance in January, in literally, oh, it's so exciting. Only a few weeks away. So January, we are actually really building the foundations, the building blocks to what is going to be an extremely successful 2025. So I think I haven't 100% made my mind up, but 100% there is going to be a vlog every Sunday in January. If I can, I will, but I will be solely by myself, because Anna is going on a very well-deserved honeymoon, and I will not be disturbing her whatsoever. I will edit a vlog, and we'll try and make sure that there are 2 vlogs, but I'm not holding any promises. There will be surprise vlogs here and there. Of course, I will let you guys know on that community tab, so make sure to subscribe, and then you will not miss a vlog. So if there is a new and exciting vlog that goes up on a Tuesday, I'm still working out in terms of days. I think if I do have 2 vlogs a week, it will be Wednesday and Sunday. However, if there are only 1 vlog during the week throughout January, it will be on Sundays. So that is that. I am going to be filming an updated house tour, all of the things that have happened here in our home in Saint-Denis, which is just wildly beautiful. From all of the updates throughout the gardens, from the orange orchards to what we've done at the pool, which seems actually a bit drastic. Seems very drastic. They've like ripped out loads of the trees and it looks absolutely naked, and quite frankly it looks awful. But all of the plans that we are going to be doing in the gardens, to what Mummy and Marcus have been doing inside in terms of interior design, the guest casita is almost finished, which is so exciting. And then the interior design team, Mummy, Mark, all of the painters, Jacqueline will be coming back down, and they are going to be doing all of the interior design, from the beds to the fabrics to the cushions, all of those gorgeous little nicky-nacky soft furnishing pieces that just make it feel like home. It's very different over there. It's very sexy, very minimalistic, very Mallorquian, which, as you can see, the house is maximalist, filled of Mummy's shizzle McNizzle. So if we are lucky, I'm going to beg Mummy and we are going to be doing a full updated house tour, and then kind of we're just going to be hanging out together. As I said, this afternoon I have got a facial with the incredible Tom and Ben down at Resen, which is just the most exceptional place down in Saint-Denis. Maybe dinners, maybe some cooking with Mummy and me, which is going to be gorgeous, and just having a really wonderful, slow, but just heavenly start to the year. So I am going to sadly bring this vlog to an end. I literally don't want to, because I just love hanging out with you guys. But I promise you the next vlog is the one that you have all been begging for since the last time I was here. And then obviously Anna's wedding, and so many of you have asked me, are you going to be vlogging Anna's wedding? Well, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Sorry about that one. I'm not sure yet, because I want to be 1000% present, because it is such an important day. But then I also really want you guys to be able to see it and enjoy it and witness it as well. And anyway, maybe some sneak peeks. We'll definitely be doing a get ready with me, and then I'm going to keep that one close to my chest. I've got an idea of what I really would love to share with you guys. And obviously want to run it past the bride. Oh, the bride! And after Anna's wedding, I am heading to South Africa. It's going to be a remarkable trip. So many different things, from the vineyards to beautiful houses, Cape Town, Table Mountain, Lion's Head, health and wellness, glitz and glam, and a once in a lifetime experience. It's still in the planning process, but all I can say is that I cannot wait to live it, enjoy it, and be able to share it and bring you guys with me and literally experience it along with me. So that is going to be extremely special. And then the year ahead, it's going to be extraordinary. Oh my goodness me, the lighting has gone absolutely crazy, but as you can see, I'm charging my batteries and it is absolutely heavenly. But if that sounds like something that you would enjoy and want to be a part of, then join our YouTube family of just the most epic, kind, inspirational, supportive, remarkable, phenomenal humans, and hit that subscribe button. If you have enjoyed this vlog, then please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what was your favorite part in the comments below. Also, let me know where we're going to be doing this meet and greet, because I promise you we are doing that this year. So as always, sending you so much love, and for the first time in 2025, let's do this.